Social credit scores. What is a social credit score? Social credit scores are similar to a financial credit score, but instead of scoring you based on how likely you will pay off your loan, a social credit score will score you based on how trustworthy of a person you are. Why is it being made? The social credit system was created because the Chinese government wanted their people to be more trustworthy and better people. When did it start? China first announced in 2014 their social credit score idea. By the year 2020, they want social credit scores to be available nationwide. How does the scoring work? As of now, there is not a set system in China. There are different systems that are being tested around China, each having their own way of how citizens can gain and lose points. Examples of losing points: cheating in video games, walking dog without a leash, or if your dog causes a public disturbance, jaywalking, and spreading false information. Examples of gaining points: buying diapers because the government assumes that you are a responsible parent, taking care of elderly family members, and helping the poor. Benefits of having a higher score: interest loans will be lower, free checkups at the doctor's office, and being able to book a hotel room without having to leave a cash deposit. Disadvantages of having a lower score: not able to get into certain schools, banning you from going on planes and trains, keeping you from going to better hotels, unable to get jobs in management or banking. What is the blacklist? People who are on the blacklist are deemed untrustworthy. Citizens who are on the blacklist get publicly shamed by having their information exposed to the public. Citizens who are put on the blacklist are supposed to get a warning that they have been put on the list, giving them a few days to try and get their name removed by apologizing to the government. The blacklist and companies. Along with citizens, companies can also be put on the blacklist. If a company is put on the blacklist, they can be banned from activities such as land auctions. Comparison in the media. The social credit system is being compared to Black Mirror, especially one episode, Nosedive, in which characters rate interactions and posts made by the individual. Nosedive versus social credit scores. The scoring system. Nosedive has a rating system of 1 to 5 stars. While China's scoring system currently varies, citizens still get rated on their behavior similar to Nosedive. Score benefits and disadvantages. In Nosedive, if you have a higher score, you will be able to get discounts on housing. You are also able to get better seating on a plane. While if you have a lower score, you will lose access to certain places. You will also have a hard time when trying to rent cars and buying houses. This is similar to China of how they punish and reward citizens based on their score. If your score is too low, in Nosedive, when your score hits 0, you will be taken to jail. This is different from China's social credit score, where you will be considered untrustworthy for having a lower score. Ranking systems in your life. In America, there may not be a social credit system, although rating systems such as Uber and Yelp exist, which have similarities to both Nosedive and China's social credit system. Future. In 2020, China plans to have social credit score system finalized with all the rules and regulations finalized. How many points you gain and lose from your actions will be the same across the board.
By 2020, China plans to give all of its 1.4 billion citizens a personal score based on how they behave. So some people with low scores are already being punished if they want to travel. Nearly 11 million Chinese people can no longer fly, and 4 million are barred from trains. Next week, the program will start expanding nationwide. Ben Tracy is in China with what's behind the government scoring system. Ben, this sounds like scary stuff. Good morning.
Good morning. The government here says it is trying to purify society by rewarding those who are trustworthy and punishing those who are not. So like the credit score that most Americans get for how they handle their finances, Chinese citizens are now getting social credit scores based on everything from whether they pay their taxes on time to how they cross the street. When Leo Hu recently tried to book a flight, he was told he was banned from flying because he's on the list of untrustworthy people. Leo is a journalist who was ordered by a court to apologize for a series of tweets he wrote and was then told his apology was insincere. I can't buy property. My child can't go to private school, he says. You feel you're being controlled by the list all the time. And the list is now getting longer, as every Chinese citizen is being assigned a social credit score, a fluctuating rating based on a range of behaviors. It's believed that community service and buying Chinese-made products can raise your score. Fraud, tax evasion, and smoking in non-smoking areas can drop it. If a score gets too low, a person can be banned from buying plane and train tickets, real estate, cars, and even high-speed internet.
那对那些个
It's a good thing, this woman says. There should be punishment for people who can't behave. China's growing network of surveillance cameras makes all of this possible. The country already has an estimated 176 million cameras, and it plans to have more than 600 million installed by 2020.
It can recognize more than 4,000 vehicles.
Xu Li is the CEO of SenseTime, one of China's most successful artificial intelligence companies. It has created smart cameras for the government that can help catch criminals, but also track average citizens. This knows every person, every bike, every car, every bus.
You can tell whether it is an adult, a child, a male or female.
In several big cities in China, including here in Shanghai, the government is even tracking jaywalkers. Cameras record them going through intersections, zero in on their face, and then publicly shame them on nearby video screens. Ken Dewaskin has studied China's economic and political culture for more than 3 decades. He says how the new scoring system truly works is kept secret and could be easily abused by the government. How far into people's daily mundane activities does this go?
Well, I think that the government and the people running the plan would like to go as deeply as possible to determine how to allocate benefits and also how to impact and shape their behavior.
Now, there are upsides for people the Chinese government considers trustworthy. They can actually get better interest rates at banks, they can get discounts on their energy bills, and China's largest online dating site reportedly even boosts the profiles of people with high social credit scores. Nora?